Wild card weekend in the NFL. This is Scott Bradley from the NFL My Opinion. NFLMyOpinion.com, at NFL My Opinion on Twitter, or the NFL My Opinion on Facebook. You can like me there. I'm going to do the wild card picks for the weekend. Then I'm going to do who I think is going to run all the way to the Super Bowl and win this one. It might be a surprise to some of you, but this is who I think is going to win. All right. So tomorrow we got Cincinnati at Houston. I'm picking Cincinnati. I think they're going to do enough to beat Houston. TJ Yates, I don't think is ready for the playoffs. Not that Dalton's necessarily the most composed quarterback, but he's started all year. He's played well. He's been throwing to A.J. Green, who's been playing outside of his mind. Then we got Cedric Benson running the football. I think he'll do enough. Arian Foster and Ben Tate are both really good running backs for Houston. And Andre Johnson is one of the top receivers in the NFL. But I don't think Yates throwing the football and Yates running that offense will be quite enough. I think he's a decent quarterback, but I don't think it'll be quite enough to beat the Bengals. Bengals defense and offense combined will do enough to beat Houston at Houston. Then we got Detroit at New Orleans is the tomorrow night's game. And I'm picking the Saints purely because it's at home. That's basically the only reason. If it was in Detroit, I'd probably pick Detroit. Both high-powered offenses. Going to be an excellent game. It could be a 90-point game. Maybe even 100 points, for that matter, tomorrow night. This will be a great game. Everyone should be watching that game. One of the best games in playoff history, possibly. It should be excellent. Then we got Atlanta at New York is the first Sunday game. It's at noon on Sunday, Central Time. And I'm picking the New York Giants because it's in New York. It's at MetLife Stadium. The Giants are used to the cold. Atlanta's not so much. All their division is in warm weather. Most north is the Carolina Panthers. And two of them are in the Dome, themselves and the Saints. So I think the Giants will do enough to win that game. It's in the cold. It's perfect for them. Eli Manning's good in the playoffs. I think the Giants win the game. Then the last game is Pittsburgh at Denver. I think Pittsburgh's going to win purely on the fact that they're a better team all around. Clark, their safety's out, but I still think Polamalu's fine in the backfield there. Mendenhall's hurt. Roethlisberger's hurt, but Roethlisberger's going to play on a bum leg. And he plays well when he's hurt. I think he'll play well enough against Denver, who's not that good. I mean, their defense is pretty good, but their offense won't be able to do enough against Pittsburgh defense, I don't think. Could be a surprise. We could see Tebow and Denver shoot some fireworks off on Sunday night, but we'll see what happens. I'm picking Pittsburgh. So recap. I got Cincinnati over Houston, New Orleans over Detroit, the Giants over the Falcons, and the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Denver Broncos for the wild card games. Then we got the divisional playoffs next weekend. In no particular order, these games. I have the Saints beating the San Francisco 49ers in Candlestick Park. Still a pretty warm game. Drew Brees will play well enough. Unless there's inclement weather, I think the Saints roll. If there's inclement weather, I really think the 49ers will probably win the game. Rain, sleet, hail, snow. Well, there probably won't be snow or hail. Probably even sleet in San Francisco. But I think if there's inclement weather like rain, I think the 49ers win the game. But if it's good conditions, Drew Brees' arm will carry the Saints to victory that game. Then we got the Giants at Green Bay. Surprise pick for that week. I'm picking the Giants. Cold weather. They're both cold weather teams. I think the Giants will prevail over the Packers. The Packers had a bye. Not that necessarily means anything, but a lot of rest. Rodgers hasn't played for a few weeks by that point. I think the Giants will be fresh. They'll be on a roll. They'll just have beaten the Falcons, who won a really, really good game on last weekend. But I think the Giants will win. I could be wrong, though. I'm not going to hold this one to stone or anything. This one's kind of a up-in-the-air game. Packers could very well win. They could very well win by a lot. I don't think anyone's winning by a lot. I think the Giants will win. Giants are really close in the regular season. They're looking for revenge. Giants win that game. Then it's Cincinnati at New England. Don't really even think there's a lot of question here. I think New England's going to win. Cincinnati's young on offense, specifically Dalton and Green. I think New England's offense will be too much for them to handle. I think New England wins. Then we got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Probably the best game of the weekend simply because it's a rivalry game. Third time. Is Pittsburgh going to get swept? Yes. Pittsburgh gets swept. I'm picking Baltimore. Pittsburgh's banged up. It's at Baltimore. Baltimore will be just too much to handle with their defense and their offense, specifically Ray Rice on offense. So to recap that, I got the Saints beating San Francisco at Candlestick, the Giants beating Green Bay at Lambeau, New England beating Cincinnati at New England, and then Baltimore beating Pitt at Baltimore. Then we go to the conference playoff round. Then we got Baltimore at New England and the Giants at the Saints. And I'm picking the Saints because it's in New Orleans. They're going back to New Orleans. They're going to win simply because Drew Brees is going to be chucking it through there. If it was in New York, I wouldn't even have a question. I'd pick New York. Home field advantage is going to be significant, I think, in the playoffs. Could be wrong, but we'll see. I think the Saints will win that game. Then we got Baltimore at New England. Baltimore's going to win. They're both used to the cold weather. Baltimore's defense is going to be too much to handle. New England's defense is terrible. Second worst in yards allowed this year next to Green Bay. And I think that's part of the reason why I think Green Bay will lose in the divisional playoffs to the Giants too. Eli Manning will do enough and Brandon Jacobs will roll, I think. But anyways, to get back to this game, I think Baltimore, Ray Rice, Joe Flacco, Anquan Boldin, they'll all do plenty to beat the Patriots in the conference finals. Then we got the Giants at Baltimore. It's in Indianapolis, so there really is no home team. Not the Giants, the Saints at Baltimore. The Baltimore is actually close to Indianapolis, but that doesn't mean anything. It's a neutral site. It's in a dome. Saints are good in a dome, excellent in a dome, but they're not going to win. Baltimore's defense is really good, and their offense, Ray Rice is one of the best running backs in the NFL. Joe Flacco will do enough. Drew Brees is going to get stopped in the Super Bowl this year by Baltimore. Baltimore was my preseason pick to get to the Super Bowl and lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles obviously didn't even make the playoffs. They finished the season 8-8. But I'm thinking Baltimore's going to get there still, like I predicted at the beginning of the season. But I think they're going to win instead of lose. Last year, I picked Green Bay to get the Super Bowl against the Colts and lose to the Colts, and the Packers won last year. So we'll see if it works the same this year, where my losing Super Bowl team actually wins the Super Bowl. So here you have it. You heard it here. NFL, in my opinion, the Baltimore Ravens are winning the Super Bowl this year. Could be wrong. Could be a whole different ball game in the Super Bowl. It might not even be those two teams. But I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl. I'll have picks next week, especially if I'm wrong this week, up and ready to go. So tell me if you think I'm wrong. Tell me if you think I'm right. Check me out, NFLMyOpinion.com. At NFLMyOpinion on Twitter. The NFL My Opinion on Facebook. You can like me there. I'm Scott Bradley. Thanks for listening to my picks. I'll have more up for you soon. Catch you next time. God bless and see you later.